everyone, this is Tormuse, and today, picking up where I left off in my SOMA game, I guess I just hit the continue button. I hope that just picks up where I left off. So I managed to get in contact with a stranger over a failing radio. He was told to find the comm center, a room with a dome ceiling so they could talk again. Okay, that's recapping my last objective. Cool. But, yeah. I've been thinking about this game since the last session playing it. And I remembered something. I do remember having a conversation with somebody who said that they were playing a game that in which there's a scene where they have to seal some humanoid robot in a room, and well, they screamed in agony, and they felt really bad about it. And I have a feeling it might be this game. I sort of suspect I might have to trap Mr. Carl Semkin in that room at some point. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I can avoid doing that. But I have a feeling he's about to meet a terrible fate. And the other thing I considered was, if whatever the objective of these machines or this intelligence is, if Carl got turned into that machine, or I don't know, his conscious transferred into that machine, kind of makes me wonder if my character, maybe he got transferred into a machine too. I mean, there was that one bit where I opened up the door of the room and the robot rushed me and I blacked out. Maybe ever since that point, I've just been walking around as a machine. I mean, because Carl reacted to the news that he was a robot by saying, like, "What, are you blind? Of course I'm human." like he isn't aware he's a robot. I mean, it's all very mysterious and stuff. This is taking a while to load, isn't it? The progress bar is finished filling up. I don't know. Anyway, oh, here we go. Press any button to continue. Where's the any button? Anyway, yeah. Okay. Before I do excuse me. Before I do anything else, since at the end of the last episode we found Carl's actual human body over there. I wonder if we have extra dialogue options now. Can I tell him that, hey, you're
Please tell Amy. I need help. Get me Holland.
Holland?
Go tell the others.
That's the other thing I wondered. He keeps saying the others, plural, but all indications are that he and Amy were here by themselves. It's just the two of them. Is there anything here?
Tell the others where I am.
For that matter, is he able to see me?
Don't let me die here.
Does he see me as a human? Did I look at all this stuff? Oh yeah. Amy's doodles, drawings. Okay, well, I opened up the storage room, so let's see what's in here. Do I get a flashlight at any point? Is this... Oh, light switch. There we go. Why does the place keep shaking? Can I put a hat on? Or fire extinguishers. I'm telling you, I better get to put out a fire at some point. I'm gonna be disappointed. What's in here? What's this? What the? Neuroimaging platine? So is this what they use to connect to the boss? Because Carl did make reference to interface with the from the pilot seat. Apparently you can control the bots remotely. The black box is a precision instrument designed to observe your overall condition. It measures a wide range of data from body temperature to brainwave activity. This information is constantly relayed to Pathos 2's Warden unit. Oh, okay. Wow, WAU. So that's words. Okay, so all those references to WoW up till now, that's what that was referring to. Warden unit. Pathos 2 being the company that they're working for, I guess. So the station can provide you the appropriate climate for every situation. For optimum performance, please follow the auto-injector instructions carefully to make sure the implant is properly applied. Okay. Now let's keep the lights on. Pair of scissors? Can I just... What's in here? Is that a fuse? Is that... Or is that... Okay, oh, this is the implant. I can, like, look at it and stuff. Alright. Am I supposed to be able to do something with it? I don't know. Anyway. The fact that the place keeps shaking, considering it's a thermal power plant and, you know, I don't know, maybe this is normal shaking. They're next to a volcanic crater or whatever. Is there supposed to be something I'm supposed to do or get in here or something? Get it in there. So this is the implant which is supposed to like act as climate control or something, as well as transmit vital signs. Okay, I guess my first impulse was incorrect. I thought it was for like transmitting, like, I don't know, neural impulses to the bots so they could be controlled or something. Haven't found Amy's body. Am I gonna find it at some point? Okay, so this is flow control. Read this. What have we here? Restrain the system. If you pull the lever, there's no turning back. Make sure you want it bad enough. Oh boy. But I need to I need to pull this lever in order to this redirects the power to the comm system, right? Do I want to touch the alien thing again? I mean, I guess. I mean, it apparently heals me when I touch it, so maybe I should save it for when I'm injured. But on the other hand, I don't know. I might not be coming back here, so. Gotta collect them all. Oh. Oh, really? Touching that was enough to shut down the power? Pulling that didn't even do anything at that point. I'm getting that heartbeat sound effect again. Ah, crap. Ah, crappity crap. I don't think it spotted me. Is it coming here? I mean, there's a ready-made convenient place to hide, so... Ah, crap. Okay. Let's just hang out here for a bit. Getting that visual glitching effect again. Did he turn around? Did I finish? I finished exploring this section, right? there wasn't anything else here, right? It was just Amy's ID. Like, why'd she leave her suit here? Where is she? Oh. Was this open before? The fact that water's leaking here is a little... Am I gonna get flooded if I open this? Hopefully this seems like a bad idea. Let's do it. Okay, just curious. I mean, if the whole place did get flooded, that would be really neat. Can that thing hear me? Like, can it hear my footsteps or whatever? It's getting closer. Okay, I can see the light from its headlights. So it's coming in here. Pardon me, just don't mind me. Just passing through. Excuse me, pardon me. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Okay, let's hope he hasn't turned around. Has he turned around? Okay, can I go in here now? Will this thing open now? Gosh darn it. Did that thing spot me? Oh crap. Did I just kill Carl? Auxiliary power? Was touching the alien brain tentacle thingy a mistake? Okay, so that thing's coming in here, it looks like. This could be bad. Well, I don't know, I made my choice. I touched the brain thingy instead of pulling the lever. Maybe I should have pulled the lever, maybe that would have a different effect. I don't know. Maybe this is an either or thing, or maybe, I don't know, who knows. I do believe there are multiple endings to this. This auxiliary power cord is going under here. This wasn't open before, right? I'm moving around while crouching, so I'm moving slowly. But... Did he see me? These things are still lit up. Can I interact with these? Nope, okay. It's a little unnerving when he picks up the pace and starts running. Okay, alright, what if I just sneak on over here? Is this machine still on? Okay. The light's still on over there. Okay, what was that ID number? 0722? Look at this. Sufficient power. Comm center on. There you go. Okay. Okay, so now the way to the comm center is... Did you see me? Again, I'm not sure how this thing's AI works. Is he may just not have object permanence at all. Like if I'm not presently visible, he just forgets I exist. Can I go sneak over to the comm room now? Don't mind me. Alright, so... Corrupted data detector to restore files? Sure. Audio player, what's all this about? Someone's tried to send an audio message? Oh, there are multiple audio messages. Partial data recovery successful. So these messages that were sent out? Or sent in? What's the date in this again? It was May something, right? So these are from a few days ago.
Jonesy, how's the evac coming along?
We got everything we need to move, but we can't leave the plant without supervision. Adams decided to leave Amy, Asaro, and Kalsanka to execute the automatization process.
And I bet they're thrilled about it.
I just wanted to let you know we're on schedule, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, I'll pass it on the bowl check.
Okay.
Jonesy, lovely morning for an evac, am I right?
It will do. I wanted to introduce you to Amy and Cal. They'll be doing the talking as soon as I leave for Theta. Say hello.
Hey, Data.
Hello.
Hey, guys, I'm Peter Strauss, key dispatcher at Data. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
I suppose that's it. I'll see you real soon, when we arrive.
All right, Jonesy, have a safe trip.
Okay, so no new information so far. I mean, we already knew that Amy and Carl were sent to automate the place and seal off anything that was sensitive, so that the bots that were going berserk couldn't do anything. Let's see what else has happened here.
Hey, hello? Beta?
Upsilon, what's up?
We could really use some direct contact with Heather. Site service engineer Wolchek.
Direct links are almost impossible to establish. The Lumar relays are basically junk at this point. You can send messages via the comm center. If you want, I'm pretty much always here, ready to relay anything by hand. I know it's a shitty system, but it's all that works right now.
All right, we just have to make do. Catch you later.
Huh. So Carl wanted to communicate with Heather directly, but he didn't want to go through an intermediary for some reason. As soon as he was told, well, yeah, no, you have to send the information through me, he's like, okay, never mind then. What did Carl know about what's going on?
Hello? Peter, was it?
I'm here, what's up?
We're getting out. I just want to tell you that I'm going to seal the comm center now, so this is definitely the last you'll hear from us. If we don't show up in the next couple of hours, send in the cavalry.
Hang on, what's happening? It's still the same plan, right?
Yep. We'll head for the shuttle and ride it directly to Theta.
Okay, good. I'll rally the troops for a welcome party.
What I like to hear.
Well, poor Carl didn't make it out. Oh, hey. Can I test my strength? Okay. Another one of these things. Maybe I'll hold off on touching it this time. The game just auto-saved. That's a little ominous, isn't it? Oh. Oh, maybe we have get an idea where we are. It's What are these points on the map? Like, I know we're underwater. Is that us in the middle at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean? I mean, it's the only point that has a pin that's in the water. What's this? New York, status offline. Last contact, January 10th, 2103. Message, Jonesy, the office is closing down and everyone is being evacuated. From everyone here, I want to say it's been an honor working with you in Upsilon. Godspeed and good luck with the apocalypse. Ooh, okay. Great. Is he being flippant? Is that a joke, or is there an actual apocalypse in progress at this point? It's like it's not just is it like not just this plant, but all over the world that this stuff is happening? This was Lisbon. Lisbon. Is that Portugal or is it Spain? Anyway, status offline. January 12th. This is 2 days after that other one. 4:52 a.m. Update on the defense measurements. Final efforts by the global community to prevent collision has failed. Pathos 2 should make any final efforts to deal with the inevitable quake following impact. Estimated time for impact 5:13. So that's 25 minutes after that message was sent. Okay. Collision. Inevitable quake following impact. Are we talking about like an asteroid impact? Is that what this apocalypse they're referring to is? London. SAS offline, last contact 2023 January 11. Dear Miss Victus Jones' daughter. So that's Jonesy that the guy was talking to. It's with great sadness I have to inform you that the office will close and can no longer support Upsilon and Pathos 2. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, your supervisor Jane Adams, and the rest of the staff. You're a terrific group, and it's with great confidence I say that where we fall, you will surely carry on with bravery. Sincerely, System Director James Blue. So Pathos 2 isn't just a company, it's some kind of project, some kind of post-apocalyptic project. System Director James Blue. I haven't seen the name come up before. Cadiz Auxiliary. Last contact 2103, January 12th. Jonesy, I know you have a much better chance for survival, but we have the better view. Salute. Huh, okay. What do these lines represent? Like, that's tied to New York. The note for Lisbon. Okay, well, the pin is in Spain, not Portugal. Portugal, Spain's clingy friend. Maybe my geography is just terrible. Cadiz? What even is that? Huh, okay. More pieces of the puzzle here. Is this going to, this is the button which sends the communication to Kate or whatever her name is? Captain. Oh, okay. Upsilon, Theta, Lambda, Delta, Omicron, Tau, Phi, Omega. Well, Theta is the one that we were communicating with before, right? Well, okay. Well, let's go with Upsilon first as our present location. I'm just curious. Unable to call Site Upsilon from Site Upsilon. Okay, fine. I kind of wonder if you get different endings based on whether you try to communicate first before touching the alien brain thingy. Maybe I should have tried touching that first. I don't know. Is it, I have to find the exact point where it... Where it gets... There we go. Connected. There's something better here? It's here? Okay. We just run down the list. I almost had it. Sightline establishing.
Hey, are you there? I found the dome ceiling.
Oh, that's better. Simon, was it?
Jared, Simon Jared.
Hi, Simon. I'm Catherine. Have you figured out what's going on yet?
Me? I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want to know?
Where to even begin? I mean, what is this place? How did I get here? And why do the robots talk like they're people?
Well, you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
The Grimoire in Toronto. Is that really important?
No, I mean, where did you work at Pezos 2?
I don't know what that is.
That's unexpected. Did you come directly from Toronto?
Yeah, I did. And it was very unexpected.
Have you seen any people? Like staff or field technicians?
Only robots, crazy ones. Except for one. I think he said his name was Carl. He was okay, but I'm pretty sure I accidentally killed him by turning off the power.
Oh. Well, you know, robots don't feel anything, so... Yeah.
What was that? Whoa!
What's going on?
I think this place is about to collapse. What do I do?
Simon, come to Lambda.
How do I get there?
There are shuttle trains connecting all the sites. Find one and come here. I'll wait for you.
Shit! Where should I? Oh, fuck!
Oh boy. Is this where he finds that he doesn't actually need to breathe and... or something?
What? What the hell? How is this possible?
Yeah.
This is insane!
Yeah, see, I chose to touch the communications panel instead of... this time, instead of touching the tentacle brain thingy, and I lost the option to do that. Oh. Like, I wonder if this is... maybe I screwed up one of the possible endings by... like, maybe I was supposed to touch all the brains or touch all the technical solutions or something like that. And by neglecting that one, maybe I messed up one of the possible endings of the game or something. Who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna continue playing anyway. Now, this was not covered in algae before. Does that suggest that a whole bunch of time passed? Like, was I just submerged for a while? Oh. There we go. I had to find the right pixel to click on. But again, you know, as suspected, like, I'm just waiting for him to look up. What's he gonna see? I mean, there's also the just general possibility that like none of this is actually happening.
Find the shuttle to land there.
None of this is actually happening, and this is just a simulation. You know, in Mr. Munchie's yeah, see, it's all rusted over now. Like, it feels like there was a time jump here. Anyway, I don't know which way to go. Hold on. Okay, so that's back the way I came. Is there anything over here? What did it say? Zeppelin transport? Or no? Is this something transport? Can't. I don't know. Okay. Weird. Alright. What was that? Is it a whale or something? It's over here. Oh, did I just jump back inside the thing? No, no. Little fishies. Aw, I can't interact with the fishies. Okay, that's not openable either. Yeah, so that's back where I came. That went in a big round circle. When I climbed this thing, I thought maybe I was onto something. It's like, ooh, is this like a secret place or optional area or something? It's like, no, it just circles around back to where I just was. I can jump higher than I could when I was on land. Just want to explore everything. Sorry, bear with me. What is this? Just you wait when I get inside and find a terminal and like it's gonna have the date's gonna have a different year on it. I mean, if this is still part of Munchie's experiment, is simulation, then maybe it just jumped ahead to a different time period. Huh. The game just saved itself. Does that mean this is the way I'm supposed to go? You know, quote unquote supposed to? Sorry, completionist instincts are making me want to double check back the way I came. He's doing a lot of panting, but it's not like he's getting tired or winded or anything. So that's the door that I already tried. This one just didn't open, right? Yeah. And then there was another entryway over here. I just wanted to check this out before I continue along that path. It looks like it says Zeppelin transport. Oh, okay, this is... Okay, never mind. Alright, let's just go back to that path that I was on before. We can find out what's going on here. I feel like I should pull up the recording from the previous session when I was looking at the map, and just so I have something to refer to. What have we here? Oh, another thing to interact with? Data buffer available.
Come in, Theta. You better answer me, Strasky. Come on!
Amy, where are you?
The fields. I had to leave.
Is Carl with you?
It all went to hell.
Hold on. You got the power automated, right? The plant is safe? We need the power to keep the sites running.
Oh, fuck the tower! Fuck you, Strasky! The machine killed Carl.
Oh, shit. All right, calm down. It'll be okay. Can you get back to Theta?
Yeah. I think so. I'll head for the shuttle, the Aux.
Good luck, Amy. Rooting for you.
I mean, that's about what I would have expected, like, from her perspective. Like, the machine got Carl, like, in the previous, like, flashback sequence, like, the last thing Carl said was run to Amy, and then... Excuse me? Is this about structure gel? This keeps coming up.
Anyone there?
Oh, hello.
Why making me do this? Keep it here. We're in the share, for fuck's sakes. No, you're there. I can hear you. Wait up. Come back. Anything to spare? Just a little.
Huh. Shh. Okay. Why are you making me do this? What was that all about? Is he like talking to a voice in his head, or is he talking to me? I wonder if we're going to find out what structure gel is at some point. When did this game become Subnautica? Another one of these? Or is that the same one? Did I get turned around?
Come in, Theta. You better answer me, Strasky. Come on!
Amy, where are you?
The fields. I had to leave.
Is Carl with you?
It all went to hell.
Hold on. You got the power automated, right? The plant is safe? We need the power to keep the sites running.
Oh, fuck the tower! Fuck you, Strasky! The machines killed Carl.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, no, this is... I got myself turned around and this is where I already was. I'm getting myself mixed up now. This is where that machine was, the robot that was saying it needs structure gel or whatever. What if we go this way? No, this is... Can I climb on top of this? Okay, maybe not. That was an idea. I don't trust your intentions, dude. I mean, he wasn't terribly difficult to avoid or anything. Like, he was moving really... That thing was moving slowly. What's over here? Should I be concerned? Upsilon. What's this all about? There's still stuff to explore over here, but okay. I was like, should I be following it, or is it following me, or? Okay. Still getting occasional visual glitches going on. Gosh darn it. Ah, shoot. That thing ignored me. I mean, I saw the red light and assumed there's another one like the robot that was complaining about the structure gel. But it seemed to ignore me. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should stop trying to explore and just go in the path that the game seems to be trying to lead me. I don't know, it just seems to be like this wide open area. Going into this wide open area like this sort of like, I don't know which way to go. Okay, whatever. Let's just go this way. Because I have a feeling this is the way I'm supposed to go. Is the little drone still following me? Apparently. What's that noise? Did it just spot me? What was that? I don't know. Shuttle station, Upsilon. Is this one gonna open for me? Okay.
Well, thanks, little guy.
Well, this kind of means that the shuttle station is already flooded. It looks like it's been flooded for a long time. And he went away. Could I have led him back to one of the other doors and got him to open that? Who knows? Huh. There's an airlock thing? Swipe Omnitool. Alright. This is an airlock. It's gonna drain the water out. Huh. Hmm? The game just freeze or what? Okay.
Let's hope the shuttles still work.
Okay, now it's really dark.
Where did I get a flashlight?
Huh. Did make that comment of a flashlight earlier. Another one of these things. I can tap into the flashback.
Come in, Theta. What? I can't. Where are you now? Strasky! I'm at the shuttle, but it's not looking good. The lights flicker like mad. I think the power regulator is broken. I have to fix it. I don't want to get stranded halfway to Theta. What was that? I can't hear you. Don't worry, I'll fix it. Somehow.
I'm still wondering if that bot that I found earlier was actually Amy, like one of them caught up with her. What's through here? Oh. Can I actually get through here? I'm not sure if I can get back, though. I don't know if I want to go that way. Because I'm not sure if I can get back. Would it be a mistake to touch this thing? I'm touching it.
Jesus Christ! What the hell?
Insufficient power. I wonder if each of these situations has a, alien brain touching solution and a regular technical solution, and I'm supposed to pick one or the other, and like maybe by touching that I just stop this thing from working. Maybe I should play the game through again a couple more times. One where I touch all the brains and one where I don't touch any of the brains. Seriously though, can I come up here? That looks claustrophobic. Before I try going through there, let's see what's over here. Okay. Oh. Amy, I presume?
Hey, are you?
Don't hurt me.
Can I help?
It won't let me die. Nothing is allowed to die.
What happened?
An accident. Fixing the power. I was going to Theta.
Anything I can do?
If you see Masters or Holland, tell them I need help. Okay? Amy needs help.
Okay. That's a little disturbing. All right. I'm half wondering if I have the option to kill her or something, and that's like, oh, I can pull the plug. I mean, she started by saying, don't hurt me, but then she said, it won't let me die. Upsilon Shuttle Station B, power supply reserves, basic systems powered. Tracks shuttle safety systems offline. I'm sort of half wondering if I can like beat her over the head with the fire extinguisher, although pulling the plug is probably sufficient. Is this another choice? Like I can pull the plug or I can see what's behind door number 2 over here? Oh, this is the way back. Oh, okay. I guess pulling the plug is my only option. I have a feeling if I hadn't touched the brain thingy, I would have a different set of options. Like, if the power hadn't been cut, then I could have opened the other thing.
Shit. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I don't know. I want to go home.
Now it says basis of powers, track shuttles powered. But again, I know there's. Okay, I'm going for it.
Oh, fuck.
I think I killed her. Maybe I might be a monster. But the shuttle's powered. Again, how much time passed? How long has she been here? Maybe that was always my only option. Huh. Okay. Shell number location 2 Upsilon B Theta Omicron Theta Delta Lambda. Is that a B? Upsilon something? Upsilon 2? Upsilon 0? Sorry, I was reading it as like a Roman numeral. Maybe it's just 0. What's this? Paths to floatable airlock repair set. Duplex pump, multi-purpose cleaner, valve pack, gaskets, impact wrench, adaptable pipes. So this is like an inventory request, or they were ordering pipes or something. Emergency exit pull handle to open. I'm gonna need to use that at some point.
Shuttle J6 activated. Standing by.
Standing by for what? Oh, I need to. Is it gonna get an option to? Okay. I mean, Catherine wanted me to go to Lambda. There's also Theta over here. Okay, wait. Oh yeah, it is a B. Upsilon B. Thermal manufacturing plant. Gas harvesting and refinery. Depth 99 meters, depth 107 meters. Lambda's depth 96 meters. Does this represent, like, how vast is this map here? Like, I'm wondering about this outline here. Oh, I just know something happened to the stream. A message popped up and then it went away, I think. I don't know. Did somebody type something in chat? Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go to Lambda, although there's Delta, which is 64 meters deep, Theta 153 meters deep. Administration mission control. That's where Strasky is. What's the deal with Strasky? There's Omicron is 185 meters deep. Tau 4,000 meters deep is Abyss. Omega Space Gun? Omega Space Gun? That's something that was supposed to shoot down the asteroid? Is that why keeping the power plants was running was so vital? They were trying to shoot down whatever was going to impact the Earth. Anyway, I guess we're going to Lambda. Like sure. How much distance are we traveling here?
Welcome to Pathos 2, your expressway to the stars.
The
Started as
stars.
a thermal mining operation in the 60s, has now become home to the Omega Space Gun, the world's most affordable way to launch satellites and deep space probes. Our unique Atlantic Ocean location allows for this gigantic coil gun, running longer than a marathon, to safely launch projectiles without risk of damaging the payload with risky combustion. The station has multiple sites and has a diverse staff of engineers and scientists. Together, they are able to produce, assemble, and launch the world's most sophisticated spacecrafts. In addition to our principal operation, Pathos 2 is also the home for multiple research projects within the marine sciences, including hydroculture, turbulence, and deep-sea construction. We are now leaving Upsilon for Lambda. Lambda is Pathos 2's shipping dock and transportation hub. There, you will be able to find shuttle trains leading to all the other parts of the station and transports to this.
Transports to the surface. Is all of this warning track obstructed? Oh. It did say safety features are online, didn't it? That didn't look safe. Got my Omni tool back. Deploying emergency brakes, thanks. Yeah, I knew I was gonna need to do the emergency exit. Still gonna take a look around, if that's what I do. It's a little eerie that didn't make any noise. Like, or was the sound delayed? Oh great. Great, let's just walk to Lambda now. I'm assuming I can't walk back. Like the shuttle's blocking the track, right? Yeah, okay. Sort of questioning the wisdom of putting the emergency exit on the front. In the event of a collision, you'd think that, whatever, anyway. Become open channel, then hold the microphone button while talking.
Simon, are you there?
Catherine, is that you? I was on my way, but then the shuttle train, it fucking crashed.
Are you alright? The system says the section is sealed for suspected hull breach.
No, I'm not alright. What the hell happened to the world? Why are we underwater?
Wow, you're really out of place, aren't you? Look, don't worry about that right now. I realize you're confused, but you're so close to Lambda. If you just keep going.
How close? Can I walk there?
Yeah, but the tunnel is locked off to protect the overall structure from collapsing. What you need to find is your section's maintenance hatch. It'll lead outside.
Maintenance hatch. No problem.
It'll lead outside?
What's going on out there? I gotta go. See you soon, Simon.
Catherine? You okay?
She's awfully casual about that whole thing. I don't know if... Oh, I guess that's the maintenance hatch. She didn't ask if I had ability to, like, travel underwater or anything. Okay, it's another one of these. Let's continue on with these. Oh, lovely. Can I climb this? Do I still have the flashlight? I do. Alright.
Here we go again.
There didn't seem to be any, like, option for, you know, confirming that you have a diving suit on before flooding the room. Can you imagine if you didn't have your diving suit on yet? You like push the button by mistake. It's like, oh crap, no, don't fill it with water. It's the same reason I my real life debit card, I have the swipe feature, the tap feature disabled. I'd rather enter my PIN.
Fine Lambda, right? I mean, really, how big can this ocean be?
I'd rather enter the PIN every time than deal with the prospect of that might accidentally tap and spend money I don't want to spend. Call me paranoid. Because it didn't look like he pushed anything on the Omnitool or anything. He just held it up close to it, and then the room flooded with water. It's like, I just imagine this scenario where someone has their Omnitool in their back pocket and they just walk past it, and it's like, oops, they accidentally flooded the room. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, indeed. How big could the ocean be? Seriously though, are we gonna get answers about how Simon got here in the first place? Like, was David Munschie's experiment like communicating with the future, or perhaps his Munschie like copied his brain patterns and they just sat on a shelf for 100 years before getting plugged into this thing somehow, maybe by mistake or something. Because that was the whole premise behind, what's this? Pequod? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, the whole premise behind this brain scan business in the first place was that, Munschie was trying to, download someone's details of someone's brain scan into a machine so they can run simulations on it and figure out what's the best treatment. And they can simulate the treatments on the simulated brain without doing damage to the real brain. So I'm sort of wondering if basically the events of this game aren't actually happening except inside the simulated brain. And of course the simulated brain has no memories of any of this except for Simon's lived experiences in 21st century Toronto. Okay, so that looked like it was a dead end there. Let's go this way, I guess. Kind of all looks the same. There aren't really any notable landmarks here. Shoot. Okay. Great. All right. Am I able to... This flashlight still works. Probably good it does. I don't know if it has limited battery or anything. Maybe I should keep it on constantly. Doesn't really light up much. Just sort of keeping it off just in case. Where's the way that I came from? I'm gonna retrace my steps so I can... Bubbles coming out of this? Okay. Alright. Shoot. Well, I mean, okay, there's an upsilon sign here, so that's a landmark, I guess. Or, wait, is that a lambda? Darn it. Need to practice my Greek alphabet again. No, lambda's the, that's a symbol, it's the Half-Life symbol. That's the, the symbol that gets associated with Half-Life because they have the lambda complex in that. There's a sign that says lambda here. Chair? The presence of the chair is just that where I'm standing used to be indoors. There are fallen girders and other broken stuff all over the place. Hello? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I think, I can confirm that you're hostile. Okay. Yeah, see, no optic permanence. Can I just run past it, maybe? You could just keep moving and just keep running. You can just lose it that way. It seemed to work. Yeah. Whatever those floating things with the red light are, they appear to be slow moving and easy to evade. No worries. Don't know what it's going to do to me if it catches me. But, the fact that it was here seems to suggest that this is the way I want to go. Is that... Okay. That looks like bedroom, or, bunk, anyway. Now is that room flooded? I don't see all signs of, algae and, shellfish and stuff, so... Okay. It's not an airlock, though, so I don't expect it to get in through there. Maybe if there's another entry point around here. Hold on. green light is welcoming, but I'm kind of curious what... That looks more like it might be an entry point. What's this? It says Lambda. Okay, so that tells me that's openable. I'm curious about this other thing over here. What's this? Is that another shuttle? It's a craft of some kind. It seems separate from the rest of the complex. Download information from it? Air Cortex chip acquired.
Escape vessel. Protocol missing.
Huh. Okay, so I suspect that's the way I want to go in. Incidentally, I think I want to, I had the, hold on, sorry, bear with me. I think I'd rather have that as rotating, that seems to make more sense. Anyway, yeah, so entry to Lambda point appears to be there. I want to see, oh, is this a big circle? Are there two ways to get in? I'm getting that background low static-y sound which suggests that there's something threatening nearby. What am I looking at here? I don't want to venture off so far that I get lost, but I do want to explore. What's this? Is it a cable or a pipe? Where does this go? Can I just climb right up this thing? Ah, I could jump up there. What's up with these lights all along here? Is this the shuttle track? Like above the shuttle track? Okay, so I see a red light there. This is a dead end over here. This is a thing over here. Is that an Omnitool thingy? See what happens.
Oh, come on. You open everything else. Is it a security clearance thing?
Okay. Guess we're going back to that airlock that I passed by. Water. was around this corner here, right? Wasn't it? That's neat. It's another one of those drone things? It's not lit up like the other one was. Hello? That's rather curious. Anyway, okay. You can just go into the airlock, I guess. What's this? Oh. Random piece of debris. Alright.
This must be Lambda, where Catherine is.
Yeah, see, like he didn't visibly push any button on the Omni tool, he just held it up to it and then that activated the airlock cycling process. Achievement unlocked chasing Catherine. Yeah, I made the comment earlier that she seemed awfully casual about the all the goings on, and I sort of wonder how much is that indicative of like what her role is in this, or could that be just be a point of questionable voice acting? Maybe I'll just keep the flashlight on for now. Pardon me?
Catherine?
Be quiet! Don't look at it!
Don't look at it? Be quiet, don't look at it. Okay. It's a white fire extinguisher? Oh crap. I mean, there's nothing for me to interact with. It's not letting me respond verbally. Is she gonna be a bot too?
Simon, right here.
No, not you two. I was really hoping you were human.
Don't let the circuitry fool you. I was human once.
Can't take any more. Everything's fucked. I give up. There's nothing left.
Calm down. It's not the end of the world.
You sure? It sure as hell looks like it. For all I know, there's no one left except for me.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I meant any humans left except for me.
Have you looked at yourself lately? You're a walking, talking diving suit with some electronics slapped on for good measure.
I don't...
You don't want to think about it? We'll start thinking about it.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this. I want out.
Before you do anything hasty, could you help me with something?
What?
I was trying to find out what happened with my project when that brute knocked me to the ground.
Your project? How could anything possibly matter when you know you're a stupid robot in a stupid dead world?
Okay, focus. I need you to fix me so I can get back to work. Then you can sulk as much as you want.
You gotta be kidding, right? I think I have a better chance of building myself a time machine than of putting you back together.
I just need to access the computer. Oh, is that an Omnitool you're carrying?
Oh, the door opener? I picked it up at Upsilon where I woke up.
That'll have to do. Plug it into the terminal.
Sure, whatever.
When the Omnitool is loaded, just plug my Cortex chip into the tool.
What's a Cortex chip?
What?
It will be obvious. I'll eject it for you. Just grab the chip and slide it into the Omnitool. Come on, I just need you to do this one thing for me.
Sure, whatever.
Plug an Omnitool to operate. What if I want to explore somewhere?
Just plug it into the terminal. The terminal, right there.
I guess I'll help her out. I mean, I kind of want to explore somewhere.
Terminal 27 activated.
The Omnitool is ready now. Should be easy enough. Just pick up the chip and slide it into the Omnitool.
Why does a robot chip fit a door opener?
It's standardized connect.
Catherine? Alright, let's give this a try.
Custom Cortex chip found. Shutting down helper chain. Have a nice day.
Like an Elmira.
Just pretty much anything will fit. Oh, this feels weird. I'm in the Omnitool? Thanks.
So, what's the project about?
My project? Oh, well, I saved all the people on the station as brain scans and put them into an artificial world. We were going to launch it into space to save it from, well, all of this.
Are you telling me that you were going to launch a computer world filled with people into space?
Yes. It was just a pet project at first, but it got really serious after the comet took out the surface. Then suddenly it became very important, and it was officially named the Ark.
That's appropriate. How far did you get?
I don't know. That version of me that I am. It came from a scan I did pretty early on. The living Catherine could very well have finished the project and launched it. I guess she could even still be alive. Weird thought.
So the talking robots, are they also scans you did?
They could be, but I doubt it. I'd expect much more sense if that was the case. All right, finally.
What's happening?
I managed to restore some data from the backup server. This should tell us everything we need. Oh. Could you do me a favor and run into the other room and have a look? I don't seem to be able to view the files in this condition. I need to know that the Ark is safe.
Sure, Kath.
Thanks. I'll unlock the door for you.
You want me to run to the other room? Is this...
What was it said before? You're from Toronto?
Yeah, I just went in for a brain scan and suddenly here I am.
That doesn't make any sense. How? Why would anyone bring a scan from Toronto?
You think that's strange? What if I tell you it was back in 2015?
Whoa.
So, I mean, her plan was to build a simulated world, and that was like, and just fire off a computer into space with this simulated world with all the simulated people in it, because that was the only way she could think of to save any remnant of human life. It sounds like. Does that mean that I brain scanned from 2015?
Making sense of it.
You say something?
Sorry, still trying to figure out how you got here.
Keep at it. I'd really like to know who thought sending a Canadian to the bottom of the sea was a good idea.
Is the simulated world... So is this us in the simulated world? Are we all, like, floating in space somewhere?
Check the computer in the other room. I told you. Go check the computer in the other room.
Fine, fine. Maybe I'll get to do some exploring after all.
What happened before? That creature was strangely overbearing.
Yeah, it basically exploded with electromagnetism.
That's bad for us, right?
Confusing at least. Gives the senses a good punch. I told you. Go check the computer in the other room.
Okay, why was she able to communicate with me after I left the room? Is this the room she's referring to? What the? Huh? Buddha doll. Some of these meds? What's this? From Matthias Jozik? January 12th, 2103. Chris, I stayed up all night. Seemed like a waste of sleep. I got the TV on in the background. The newscasters are covering the incoming comet like they're counting down for New Year's Eve. I was messed up wishing you were here with me. I suppose if anyone has a chance to survive the thing, it would be you guys below the waves. Hope you're able to go on, if it's a life worth living. Looks like the shit's about to hit the fan. I better hit send before the shockwave reaches us. I'm proud of you, boy. Dad. So, I said asteroid, I guess it's a comet that hit. It hit in January. And this is 4 months later in May. I mean, assuming we're still at the 4 months later.
There's really
mark.
no way around this. A freaking comet killed the planet.
Afraid so.
We were all stranded down here.
And we were the lucky ones.
It's kind of neat. Depending where you pick us up from, it distorts the fabric in a different place.
What happened to the tower, and the dock, and the welcome center?
What tower? What are you talking about?
This place is in ruins. All the cameras show static. It's so strange.
Probably, I have a feeling a lot more time passed than you're aware of. Shake your Buddha. Sorry. That isn't. Is it Buddha?
Catherine?
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
Huh.
What are you doing? Be careful.
I'm not looking at it. Not looking at it. Did it break the glass? Is that the window that I was looking in from? When I could see the, I don't think so. Anyway. Okay, alright. Shoot. Don't remember which way it came from now. Okay. I remember. So this is where I haven't explored yet. Door openable there. Oh, it's the bathroom? Oh, when you gotta go. This could be a place to hide. More of these things. Would this be a terrible mistake? Does that have any effect on our surroundings? Like when I did that with the other one, it like shut everything down.
I told you. Go check the computer in the other room.
Okay. Kind of wonder if maybe Catherine would have a different reaction if she had something different to say after I did that. I don't think the degree of decay and wreckage that's happened here occurred in 4 months.
Careful! It's back! Keep your eyes peeled!
Oh, I'm back here again. Darn it. I just went in a big circle. So where's the computer that she was alluding to? Said the computer in the other room. Oh, good. This is a computer here. Like, I don't think that was on when I came in the first time. It's possible that tinkering with the, oh, this other room. This wasn't open before. Ah, I think this is the room that I was looking into before, from the outside. Huh.
Just check the computer.
Yes, look for anything about the Ark.
I have a feeling I might already be on the Ark. What is this? Lambda HQ. Okay. Didn't seem to be anything else I could interact with on there. Data recovered Arc. Okay. Opinion poll? Interview 1. Robin based July 7, 2103. So this is like well after the impact then.
Are you excited about the Ark? At first, I couldn't really see the point of it. But then I thought, why shouldn't we, right? I mean, if we are able to save even just a small piece of ourselves, why wouldn't we do that? So you are in favor then? I think it's really important we do this.
Interview 2. Ian Peterson. Hold on. Robin was. Wasn't the name of Simon's friend who was like an author back in the 2015 time period. Ian Peterson.
What are your thoughts on the Ark?
It's a great idea. Finally, we have something to do. Am I right?
Are you optimistic about the project's chances of, about the Ark reaching space?
Yeah, it can definitely be done. You already solved the biggest problem, how to actually get us all in there. Now all we have to do is build the damn thing, and hope Phi is still operational. Yeah, I think we can do it. But it's not gonna be easy.
It's still going. Huh, okay. Your 3, Mark Saray, July 9th.
What are your thoughts on the Ark project?
The idea is just incredible. By every definition. It really makes you think about what it means to be human.
What makes you say that?
Beyond the basics. Beyond the superficial. I'm convinced there's something with even greater value. You have provided a platform, which is not necessarily restricted to our digital progeny, but a means of actual survival. It's my sincerest belief that we can go on living through the reality of continuity.
Okay. Ark environments.
Is this from inside the Ark?
Yes. That's some early renders of the world inside.
Looks a whole lot comfier than this place.
5.11 square kilometers. Item Sand version 2 modular space. Keywood version 4, 12.2 square kilometers mixed deciduous forest. Oris version 2, 2 square kilometers urban park. So that's okay. Arc schematics. Alright. So that's what actual Arc device looks like. Have we seen this before? And this is what the satellite that the Ark goes inside looks like. That they're going to fire off with the space gun. I guess. And I guess this is the projected path out of the solar system or something. Or were they planning to just have it orbit? I mean, I'm assuming these are orbits. Closest to Sun. Oh, here you go. Ideal Arc orbit. I guess the yellow dotted line is what they consider the ideal Arc orbit. I mean, they don't want it colliding with anything. Calibration survey version 0.3. Welcome. If you are reading this, you have successfully entered the Ark. This survey is designed to give the developers a better understanding of your subjective experience and how to improve your well-being. Please continue with the survey. How would you describe your physical condition? I feel normal. I feel invigorated, better version of myself. I feel alien. I'm a visitor inside another body. I feel fake, no longer a person. Interesting. Does this have any consequence on anything? I don't know, I mean, I get the feeling Simon feels alien, like he's inside another body. That's kind of the state that he's in at the moment. Saving. How do you describe your mental condition? I feel normal. I feel disconnected, separation of mind and body. I feel altered, a changing character. I feel lost. I don't exist anymore. Separation of mind and body. Altered, a changing character. I don't think his character changed. I don't think he feels like he doesn't exist. I think feeling disconnected is the best answer. How do you describe your senses? As expected, normal. I feel more sensitive to and aware of my surroundings. I feel blocked as if my senses are numb. I'm lacking one or more of my natural senses. I mean, he's able to detect like flashbacks and stuff. Maybe more sensitive and aware of his surroundings is a better answer. How do you describe the sensation of your new condition? It's pleasant. I don't like it. Something is wrong. It's disconcerting. Everything feels constructed. Depressing. I can't shake the feeling of it all being fake. I'm trying to answer as honestly as Simon would in this at this point in the story. Like I don't think he's in a state that where you could describe it as pleasant. He definitely feels like something is wrong, but I don't know if that's. I don't think the feeling of something wrong is coming from the sensation of his new condition. But I don't think he's also at the point where he feels like it's disconcerting. Everything feels constructed. But he does. I mean, he did make that remark earlier that he wants out. So maybe the depressing is the right answer. I mean, the fact that this survey exists, it seems to imply that. I mean, this seems to be implying that the survey was there for testing purposes, and that, like, maybe, I wonder if Simon, as he's been playing this game, is a test subject in the Ark. Maybe it hasn't been fired off into space yet, and maybe there are people in the real world who are using this information to decide whether they should go through with the project. Maybe if I give the wrong answers, I'm dooming myself. They're going to say, "Oh, this project isn't working. We should shut it down." I'm gonna go with I don't like it. Something is wrong. Are you troubled by the fact that you are no longer strictly human? I feel fine. Somewhat, I feel like I lost myself. Yes, I mourn my previous existence. I don't care for my take as long as I get to carry on. I mean, mourning your previous existence is probably a natural reaction to finding out that you're, just brain scans inserted into a computer program. Doesn't necessarily mean that, I don't know. I don't know if Simon is quite caught onto the fact that he is in a machine. Lots of more previous existence don't care what form I take as long as I get to carry on. I don't know what Simon's reaction would be to I really don't think he's figured it out. I'm gonna go with someone I feel like I lost myself. How do you perceive your new existence? It's a direct continuation of my previous self. Like a new chapter of my life, it's like being born all over again, a complete do-over. Something completely different and has nothing to do with my previous self. I mean, something completely different, I think, would best describe his experience here. You think this new existence will be a life worth living? Yes, just as much as my previous life. Yes, but with less meaning. Maybe we can find a new sense of being in this world. No, it's too detached from reality and everything I know. I think this best describes the state that he's in right now. Would you rather be removed from the project and accept death? Ooh. Is this a non-standard game over if I select this? need to think about it. Your answers have been saved. Thank you for participating, the ARC team. ARC tracker.
I found a tracker homed in on the Ark.
Oh, that's clever. I wonder if I thought of that. Does it still work? I really need to know what happened to it.
I think so. It's doing something at least.
Where is it?
Hold on. I'm trying to find it.
Probably gonna.
Please let it be safe.
Probably gonna find it still on Earth, right? Within sector, yeah. Yeah, it's still on Earth. It hasn't been hasn't been launched yet, has it? It's gonna be at the bottom of the Atlantic. Alright, within sector. It's gonna be in the Lambda facility, isn't it? Sorry, what? Arc not in selected area. Okay, so it's not in Upsilon. Could it be in the space gun? It's in the space gun within Tau, or Huh, okay. It's a lucky shot.
I found it. It's at a site named Tau.
Oh, no, it's on Earth. It's so close to Phi, they almost made it. Damn it, it won't make it for long in that state. A couple of decades at most. That's not much to build a future.
If we got to it, could we get on the Ark?
I suppose, but I'm not exactly flexible at the moment.
Like, if we're already in the Ark right now, why? This is like an arc within an arc. I think is this why did the simulation include the world that the simulation was built in? So many questions.
I'll take us there. I can move, jump, swim, sort of. You're stuck in the door opener, the Omni tool. I'll just carry you there and you'll show me what to do.
That sounds really risky. Besides, I don't like the idea of you carrying me around.
Come on, Catherine. This is what you wanted to do. Your final mission. Let's launch the Ark.
We'd need to find a way to get into the Abyss. Can't take the climber without a power suit. We probably have to go to Theta and pray that Dunbat's still working.
Okay, so we go to Theta.
I don't know, it's pretty far.
Catherine, look around. What else is there to do? You know what? I found his sunken vessel just outside. Bet that could take us to Theta.
Really?
Didn't look completely out of action. It even lit up a little when I tried the Omni tool on it.
Okay then, let's have a look. I'll just eject from this thing. Don't forget to take me with you.
It's rather...
Don't forget to take me along. The Omni tool.
It's rather curious change in characterization that suddenly Simon's got the spring in his step and is all interested in going, when a moment ago he was like ready to give up on everything. I fully expected the pot to pop out anyway.
Can I pull the Omni tool out?
Wait. Okay, just be sure to plug me in again at some point.
You got it.
Good luck, Simon.
You know, the fact that when her Cortex chip got ejected from the machine, she was in mid-sentence, and then she completed the sentence over there. It suggests that she doesn't have any sense of consciousness when she's not plugged in. Anyway, well, there's nothing for it. I guess I'm going outside. Alright. suddenly occurred to me, if the cortex chips represent like her, Catherine's brain patterns and stuff, what about that drawer full of cortex chips that I saw at the beginning? Ones that I threw on the floor. Excuse me? Fine, whatever.
What? What is this? Curie Emergency Vessel 4. Hey, Simon, can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you get this thing running?
Hang on, I'll give it a try.
I wonder if I should have tried that other door first. There's another door that I couldn't open.
Sorry, it's dead.
Worth a shot?
The CV came from Curie. It was a ship that used to make runs between Lambda and Lisbon. Looks like their wreck is close. Maybe you can find a vessel like this one inside.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll just save the security information and update the Omnitool. There. Should help you get around.
Great.
Yeah, I had a feeling I was gonna have to. Didn't think it was gonna be that easy. There was that other door over here. Hello? Still getting that vague stress static response. Chat's been awfully quiet since I started. There's been one viewer the whole time, but what? What was that? Was there something there? Something approaching? The static effect was increasing in frequency briefly, and then it just stopped. I thought maybe there was something approaching me, but I don't know. Alright, let's give it a whirl. Access granted. There we go. Thanks, Catherine. Is this another airlock or... Okay, it's all submerged. Looks like it's been submerged for a long time. There's a ladder I can climb there. Check that out in a moment. Still looking around. Let's see what's the other way first. And it's blocked off. Okay, ladder's the only way to go. Can I crouch? Pushing the crouch. Hold on, was I already crouching? Pushing the crouch button isn't doing anything. Okay. Maybe I can't crouch when I'm in underwater mode. Okay. So I just went through that facility, came out the other side. Okay. What? Did it spot me? What was that? I mean, it seemed at first like it was like the heartbeat effect and static effect was freaking out in response to me seeing something, but even when I was looking at the wall, it was still spazzing out, so I don't know. Is it just doing that randomly periodically, or is the bot invisible? I don't know. Is that a shark? This looks reminiscent of a hammerhead shark, alright. Such a cool shark. I mean, just in concept, the fact that hammerhead sharks exist. It's just it's such a bizarre shape of an animal. Like there's no other shark like it. It's just kind of fascinating that it exists. How could something evolve like that? Like, you know, fish are generally very streamlined. You know, they get narrower at the front end because it helps them move through the water. Why have a hammerhead shape? What's up with that? There has to be some kind of evolutionary reason for an animal to evolve like that, right? I wonder what kind of advantage a hammerhead shape has. I don't know. I wonder if that's worth looking at. I'm just sort of rambling to pass the time now. I sort of feel like I frequently don't keep enough running commentary going in these things. It'd be easier if there's somebody in chat to interact with. Feel free to say hello incidentally, my one viewer, if you want to, no pressure. Okay, I went all the way around, I didn't see anything there. Okay, what about this way? They've gotten so turned around, this might actually be back the way I came, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, because this looks familiar. I think yeah, this is back the way I came. Darn it. Okay. This is where it started freaking out earlier. Oh, there's a thing I can pick up. Hold on a second. We're heating in this bathrobe here. Toss that aside. Okay. How old is this facility? They mentioned that it was built in the 60s. Presumably that means the 2060s. So the facility was like already 40-something years old by the time the comments started approaching, and they decided to Site on this ARC project and so on. Aha, okay. This looks different. What have we here? Okay. There's a ladder. Climbing the ladder now. Okay, so there's a door I can open. There's a staircase I can go up. Let's take a look through the door first. And this leads to the end. Leads nowhere. Okay. Good. That reduces the number of directions to explore. Another fire extinguisher. You're really concerned about fires in this place. These things are all over the place. This door is jammed. Okay. Alright. This one is openable. Let's just put it up here. Can I drop off the edge? I'm just curious. Huh? Oh, really? Ah, darn. Thought maybe I was onto something. Oh, now I can crouch. Oh, where am I now? Is this an alternate route? Or is this... There's nothing. That was a vaguely concerning sound. Okay. Alright, let's just drop back down and just climb back up again. Does kind of look like I should be able to jump onto something there, though. Like I tried jumping off the edge. Like I almost was able to reach that other ledge there. Oh well, let's use this through the door. So we can climb back down. Oh, okay, this looks like it just dead ends here. Okay. Let's keep going up. If I go down, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find my way back up again. Oh, the door just auto-closed behind me? Alright. This is point of no return? The game's saving all of a sudden.
Alright, we're in. Let's find a working escape vessel.
The fact that the animation got stuttery for a moment there. So this is a bunk bed, right? It's all submerged. Again, like how long has it been like this? I don't think this has been like this for 40 years. Somehow. Huh, they float. That's kind of neat. Like, can you get this level of, like, barnacle growth and stuff in 40 years? I mean, I guess that's plausible. I mean, it hasn't been like this since... It hasn't been like this since it was constructed. Presumably this was in active use in the 2060s, right? Like, at what point did things get this bad? photograph? Who's that? Huh. This one... It's bugging me that I can't open that one. Oh well. Alright, let's keep exploring. Oh yeah, I can get the flashlight back on again, I guess. Rib cage. Where's the rest of the skeleton? Has it been picked clean by fish or something? I can't, like, this is... Oh. Oh, yikes. I don't like that those noises that's making. So it's that bad, eh? He said a firestorm across the whole continent? Yikes. Basically, there's, like, no life left. Except for what's underwater down here. Like, this facility at the bottom of the Atlantic is basically all that's left of human civilization. No wonder they were desperate enough to go with this ARC project. Miss Curie? The MS Curie? There's a sign that says emergency shuttle. Don't suppose I can do a repeat of... Okay, fine. Sorry, what? Is it trying to... Ah, frig. Can't open it. Frig. Hello? Pardon me. I'm not looking at you. Oh, frig. No. It's trying to close the door behind me. Ah, frig. It's back away. Came. Okay, I guess I'm injured now? Or damaged, as the case may be. The way that it was like sort of zipping and teleporting around makes me think maybe it's a... Is that a scripted event? There's something I'm supposed to do? I can't. I mean, if I just don't look at it, can I get past it that way? Not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Apparently it's right behind me, if the sounds are any indication. Okay, I'm just gonna not close the door behind me this time. I'm not looking. This is unnerving. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well, Horatio. You know, sorry, I just can't resist quoting Hamlet whenever I see a skull in a video game. It's just how I roll. Okay, this is quite unnerving now. Like I can hear the thing following me, and I'm just not gonna look. I'm not gonna look. Apparently, looking is how it gets you. I believe there's a game mechanic like that in. There's another game which I haven't played before. It's another horror themed game called SCP, or no, was it SCP? That's what it was. Secure, Contain, Protect. And there's a. I haven't played it, but I'm aware that there's this creature which can only move if people are not looking at it. So it's like the reverse of this. You have to keep looking at it. Did it move on? Can I risk looking behind me now? Okay. Okay. I'm not looking. Okay. Alright. Okay, it's sounding like it's off to the left. Maybe I can just sneak through here without looking at it. Okay, so I'm back in this room again. What was I looking for again? Okay, I'm taking those visual and audio cues to mean that it's close behind me, and I'm gonna just continue to not looking at it. It's hard to... It's a little awkward to map the place out and figure out where I'm going, where I've been, if I can't look in specific directions. Okay. Alright. Okay. Whew. Okay. Okay. I think maybe it got tired of following me and it's... I don't hear it anymore. so this is back the way I came, right? That's the Science's Mercy shuttle. This is the door, which is now unopenable. Like I came through here. I'm just trying to map the place out. And go this way now. No, this is... I already looked in here. Gosh darn it. Frig. Is there more than one of them? I didn't see you. I'm not looking at you. Just afraid to look around every corner. Frig, okay. So that's back the way I came. This is a dead end. Like, don't get me wrong, this is it's a cool gameplay idea. This whole notion of this monster stalking you, but it can't hurt you. It can only hurt you if you look at it. So you have to deliberately turn your back on it. Oh, frig, darn everything. How fast does it move? I mean, the occasion when I did look at it, it seemed to teleport. So I don't think it necessarily moves in like a kind of linear fashion. Okay, frig, okay. Have I been in here? Unopened locker. It suggests that I have been here. So waterlogged sofa. More human bones. Like, what happened here? I'm not looking.
Incredibly dark. In the distance, I can see land. According to navigation, it's Lisbon, the coast of Portugal. Any signs of life? Over. Hopper, it's on fire. Everything is on fire. The flames, they're reaching all the way into the sky. It's unreal. Any signs of life? Over. No.
At least I can get healed. I think. Was that a desirable thing to do? I'm not 100% sure. Explore. Hey, Slay Rabbit, welcome to the stream. I'm playing SOMA. It is a sci-fi horror game. I am underwater, exploring the ruins of underwater facility, and I'm being stalked by some kind of machine-like monstrosity, which apparently can only attack me if I look at it. So I need to be very careful where I look as I explore. It's quite unnerving. How goes it? Well, it's kind of tense. Oh, frig. Okay, I think he's behind me. Okay, let's turn the flashlight off. I don't know if the flashlight attracts it or not, but I'm just gonna... Okay, yeah, the video and audio distortion corresponds to him being close. Yeah, he's right behind me. I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look behind me. I'm just not gonna look. Oh, here. I got... So this is... I'm on the other side of that glass there. Hello. No, 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 no. I didn't see you. I didn't look at you. Don't mind me. Oh, they're more human bones. This is lovely. Okay. Anything of note in here? Yeah. How goes it? It goes fine. It was, yeah, I gotta say, I mean, it was, the whole premise of this thing was interesting to begin with. This sequence here is just got very interesting. MS Curie. Is that the name of this station? Okay, I think he's right behind me. I'm just gonna look at the walls. I'm just gonna face the wall. Okay. He sounds like he's on my left. Okay. Maybe if I just go around this way, I'm not gonna look at him. Pardon me. I can just shimmy my way through the door, back to the door. Oh shoot, I closed it, didn't I? Can I just... Is he on this side of the door? Okay, so he's not in the room with me. Alright, that's something at least. Okay. Okay, this is getting, I think he might be looking at me through the half-open door, and that's what's causing my things to visually glitch out and stuff. That's the locker. The door's open. Okay, so I can turn the valve. What does that do? It turned a little bit and then it stopped moving. Wait. What's going on here? I'm clicking on it and then... Oh, there we go. I'm curious to know what's this way, but I have a feeling maybe I should just climb the ladder. I want to explore. Okay, I want to see what's this way first. This curiosity may kill the cat here. I'm not looking. I know you're there behind me. What the? Oh, is that a baseball glove, I guess? Yeah. Somebody was There's a sports fan. It's just still floating. How about you, Slayer? How are you? How are you? The heck was that? I like how you had like an audio reaction to it. Whatever it was, it just swam out. What even was that? I'm gonna have to review the recording and see what that was. Toby McFire is Cyclo. This is a Cyclone? Cyclone? Like he's a clone? 2102? So this is from a year ago, since this, or at least a year before the calendar indicated before. Don't actually know what year it is at this point. Indications are that it's a lot further along than 2103. Can I just shimmy my way past you again? What's this way? It's dead end. Okay. Did I have to say dead end? What happens if I just back right into him? Can I just back right through him? Is he like, maybe he's insubstantial unless I see him. Huh. Interesting. Where's that ladder? Did I look in here? Let's climb. Can that thing go up ladders? Well, the game just saved itself. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I was distracted. How are you doing, Slender? What's new with you? What is this? This is like a paint gun or something. Another power drill. Anything in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Still on edge after encountering that monstrosity back down there. Maybe that's the end of that sequence. Did this whole platform just fall down? Like, yeah, like the metal's bent. It looks like this used to be up there. Huh. Before I move on any further, I'm gonna go use the washroom. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Let me just boink. I'll be right back. And I'm back again. Ready to go torture myself some more with this game. Alright, let's see. Turn to the game. I have a feeling I might be past that sequence. Maybe I've seen the last of that thing. That thing in the it resembled a dive suit. Okay. All right. Now this is interesting. A moment ago, I remarked about how odd it was that the like there's this platform and staircase, but they're sideways. But stuff like the stand here is right side up. Like, did this facility just fall onto its side? But no, like the door and the text on the wall indicates that this is upright. So it's just that staircase that's sideways. And it's like, okay, at first you think, okay, maybe it just fell that way. Then you look at stuff like this, and there's a toilet on the wall and a sink on the wall. And it's like, okay. Could this be a sign of the simulation going wrong? There's still more human bones. How many people were here? How many people died here? Like, what even happened here? Like, did this vessel sink as a result of the comet, or is this? Could this maybe be? I just noticed the bubbles coming out of the toilet there. Do I dare lift this up? Okay. Maybe something was gonna pop out at me or something. This is weird. This is really weird. It makes no sense that these are sideways. And yeah, again, assuming this is some kind of computer simulation, maybe setting aside the fact that it doesn't make sense that the simulation would have taken place here at all in the first place, instead of in the utopic simulation that Dr. Catherine, what's her name, wanted it to take place in. Is that the comet falling? Frig. Just when you think you can let your guard down. Ah, frig, darn heck. Darn everything. I'll just take a look over here. So somebody's living quarters, like they've got a sink, they've got their own stove. Must be somebody important. Oh, okay, sorry. I wasn't really looking. I think this is just a kitchen. I thought, at first glance, I thought that was the bed, and there's clothing around. Strewn about. It made me think it was living quarters. And up there, oh, that's curious. Sideways sink and stove, but it's pristine looking. Whereas this is all spotty and old and stuff. Does it help if I turn the light off? I'm sorry, I'm too unnerved to concentrate, and I'm not sure. Like, I want to explore, but I don't know which directions I've gone in previously. Let's look over here, I guess. That appears to be that end. Okay. What's this? What's in here? Oh. Impact is imminent.
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
So, like, is this a ship that was previously on the surface, which then sank, and just happened to hit?
The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
Like, this ship just happened to sink right next to Lambda Station?
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent. Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
I mean, the fact that the captain presumably is talking here is the captain of this vessel. So it's not like this is.
Stop the comet have officially failed.
It's not like this is an ancient vessel,
Is imminent.
which sank long before the comet hit. This is.
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
What's this? Oh,
Attention crew, this is your
an
captain.
orbital map?
The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
Could this have been a spaceship rather than a nautical ship? Like, why would it have a view of orbital things? Hey, look, it's one of those brain thingies, but it's burnt out. I didn't get a chance to touch it. Can I not fit through here? I'm gonna have to back up through this thing again. There's a staircase here. Did I go up here? I think I already checked this out. Yeah, never mind.
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
Yeah, I'm glad I heard Catherine's line where she said, "Don't look at it," because if I had missed that line, I wouldn't know that that was. That's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to avoid looking at it. Okay, so that's a dead end to the right. That's that other room. And then over here, I think this is the last place I haven't looked yet. Huh. Okay. Welcome back, Catherine.
What? Oh, you made it. This is much better. Let's see if we can't get this thing moving. Wait, what? Safety locks are blocking the vessel's release. Are you kidding? How much more of an emergency could this ship be in? It's on the bottom of the sea. Take a look at the engine room and see if you can figure it out. Maybe there's an override or something.
Lovely.
There's monsters out there, like the ones we saw at Lambda.
The more reason to get going.
What?
Come on, you know the drill. Don't look at them or get too close. It'll mess with your circuits.
Oh, shit.
We need to get out of here.
I know. I'm going.
So am I just leaving her here?
Something is stabilizing the ship. We need to let it know this is an emergency. Convince the ship that this is an emergency.
Okay. What if I need the multi-tool, though? Or, sorry, the omni-tool. Multi-tool is a... Huh? Oh. Multi-tool is a term from Jupiter Hell or Aliens RL. Maybe other things too, but... Was there a map somewhere? How do I know how to get to the engine room? Great. This is the bathroom with its freaky sideways toilet. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe if it's a space vessel, maybe sometimes gravity orients itself differently, and then it makes sense for some things to be sideways. Except that, no, it's a different wall. It's oriented a different direction than this. Do I need to climb back down? I kind of sort of expect the engine room would be below, right? Is there a map somewhere? Okay, this is the bathroom. Okay, I haven't heard the monster in a bit, so maybe I can just move a little faster for a bit. Okay, so this is the kitchen with its freaky sideways kitchen stuff. And this is the bridge. Yeah, no, the engine room's got to be below, right? Like this bridge and quarters. Whatever. Let's go back down. Can I just drop down? Whee! Yeah, he's fine. Like, didn't I explore all around here, though? Or is there something is there something else that's going to be open to me now? I looked in here before, right? That's blocked off. That's not openable. Okay, that's blocked off there. There's the alien brain thingy. So many ways to go. Ah, darn it. Okay. I mean, at least the thing doesn't seem to be stalking me at the moment. So maybe I can better get my bearings. There's a Cyclone movie poster again. Yeah, that anything again. So this is back where I started, right? This is where the airlock that I entered through. Okay, alright. So, just try to do some kind of systematic mapping out here.
Nothing but a massive firestorm covering the continent.
So that's a dead end. I don't think it's openable. It's... You can grab it, but I can't do anything with it. Looks like a power sander. Okay, alright. Continue to look around. Sorry, I'm probably backtracking a bit. It's because I want to be sure I explore every possible way. I don't think I... Oh crap, this is dead end. Never mind. It's this room again. Okay. This splits up this way. This is a dead end. These lockers are unopened. That suggests I haven't been here. Because I've been opening every locker in every room that I come to. Or wait, no, I think... Oh crap, this room again. Okay, never mind. I got stuck in here. Because the machine cornered me. And then I started... like closing things because it was like just trying to manipulate things at random. Okay. Alright, okay. I'm pretty satisfied that I've thoroughly explored this then. Nothing here. Actually, can I do anything with this? Okay, I think that's as far as it goes. I'm pretty well satisfied that the lower levels are fully explored. Okay, bathroom here with freaky sideways toilets. Hey, I didn't look. I swear I didn't. I was able to squeeze by it before by doing that, by just hugging the wall and then just shimmying sideways. Why didn't it work that time? I need to turn to
What are those things? They look like people, really messed up people.
I think they could be dead people brought back.
To life?
Sure. Well, let's call it that. Convince the ship that this is an emergency.
Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to go back to the bridge, not the engine room. I was under the impression that it was the engine room I was supposed to, oh, gosh darn it, go to. Like, could there be something in here that I missed, or maybe a door is openable that wasn't openable before? Like, I wasn't able to go through this door, right? Is there anything interactable here?
The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
There's such drama in that line.
Captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
What am I missing?
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact is imminent.
Like, there doesn't seem to be anything I can do here. There's nothing I can interact with. Okay. So, you know,
This is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed. Impact.
there's a ladder there. Can I get to it? Can I get to it?
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed.
Okay, so that's a dead end there. This is just the kitchen. Was there another room there that I hold on. If I come back over here.
Attention crew, this is your captain speaking. The final efforts to stop the comet have officially failed.
Is there another doorway here? Okay, where does this lead? Okay, so it's near the side of that blockage there. So this might be a new area. Okay, I don't recall going up the staircase before. Honestly, I'm fairly certain I could explore this faster if it wasn't for that thing following me. It is genuinely unnerving. I don't know how much I'm showing it on my face or whatever. Oh, I'm on the upper level above the bridge. Okay. Do I want to look out here? Is the machine gonna... Oh. Huh.
The crew, what's left of it, is doing okay.
Hmm.
For the rest of the world, there's no good way to describe it. The destruction is absolute. The surface is just gone.
Okay, so this is a submarine then. Wasn't like a spaceship or anything.
Safe while submerged. The crew, what's left of it, is doing okay. For the rest of the world, there's no good way to describe it. The destruction is absolute. The surface is just gone.
I mean, honestly, like, is deliver the lines. It has the appropriate amount of gravitas for that kind of declaration. It's perfect. I like it.
For the rest of the world, there's no good way to describe it. The destruction is absolute.
Okay.
The surface is just gone.
Gosh darn it. More places to explore. I'm all for exploration and stuff, it's just kind of want to limit the amount of time I spend in proximity to that creature thing, whatever it is. Captain hint that it's an animated human? How does that fit into the description of everything else going on? Is this some kind of cargo room, I guess? Okay, so there's a branch going that way that I can explore. I'll go there shortly. Let me just finish checking out the ground level of this cargo room. More skeletons. How many people were on board? Like, this sub was definitely like out in the water at the time the comet hit. No doubt about it. That's what those communications tell me. But again, this has to have been more than 4 months worth of time to have passed to get it to this state. Okay, so that's going over the bridge. That's back down. That goes up somewhere I don't know yet. This I haven't explored yet. And it leads to a dead end. Okay. So I can go, there are 2 ways I can go at this point. There's up the stairs here, or there's through the cargo bay. And this upstairs is blocked. Okay, cool. Everything's explored except this one path here. My completionist instincts are rapidly being satisfied. This is the only way to go. I'm gonna encounter one of those brain thingies soon. They'll let me heal. Oh. Ooh, oh, that's interesting. More of these tentacly brain thingies are... They're hooked up to the engines? Coolant efficiency 99%, reactor temperature steady. Why is the engine hooked up to these things? Like, what are these things? They're more tendrils sticking out all over the place. This is so weird. Like, everything about the world building going on in this game is so strange. It's all a mystery. I sure hope it has a good payoff. But it looks like I have to unhook these things? Coolant efficiency 81%, reactor temp steady. Okay, if I'm reducing the coolant efficiency, isn't that bad in terms of getting this thing working again? Or is this my way of... Is this the way of convincing the machine that it's an emergency and that we need to get out of here? by generating an actual emergency. Okay. %, almost nice. Reactor temperature service required. So, but it's not emergency yet.
Warning. Reactor collapse imminent. Proceed to the emergency business.
Okay. Is that thing following me now? Frick, darn. Oh, come on! What? You died? Oh, okay. Press A button to try again. How far back is it going to take me? Push the space bar. Does that count as an any button? Oh, it didn't like the space bar. Okay. So much for any button. Okay then. Okay, so it's not too far back. So, right, I'll relook from here. It's just a dead end. Okay. I was sort of half wondering if I could or should or would pull out all 4 of these things. It's probably not.
Collapse imminent. Proceed to the emergency business.
Okay, just curious because I can't pull the 4th one out. I'm not looking. Which way was this?
Okay, I'm in.
Now let's get the hell out of here.
What's taking so long?
We need to pump all the water out before we take off.
Can't you do it any faster?
I'm almost there.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Hold on to something.
Can I not sit down? She said hold on to something. Quick, I'll hold on. I choose to hold on to the fire extinguisher.
Can you steer this thing?
Starboard rudder is choking, but I can compensate.
How do you even know what direction we're going in?
Don't worry, I'm hooked up to the navigator. We're headed for Theta. Should be a matter of minutes.
Thought I was done for back there.
Seems like the WOW is keeping the Curie from going into a catastrophic failure state. I mean, how did it get on the ship?
Are you talking about the black tentacles in the engine room? I've seen them before at Upsilon. What are they?
They're a manifestation of a malfunctioning station-wide artificial intelligence called the WOW.
Station-wide? So we just made a powerful enemy.
No, it's not like that. The AI isn't a persona. It doesn't feel or think like we do. It's more like a cancer.
Was that the ship?
Looks like your sabotage worked better than expected. Brace for impact! Hold on, the blast just pushed us off the plateau!
What does that mean?
If I don't hit Delta, we're dead.
Please remain seated.
Okay. So the thing's on its side. Is Catherine okay? I can take the Omnitool. I don't have the option of talking to her? Okay.
Never get this open.
Okay. Oh, really? I'm half tempted to just end this stream. This guy again.
Oh, hey, little guy. Didn't expect to see you again.
Half suspect that this might be a good stopping off point for the stream, you know? It's like the start of another section. I mean, I feel like continuing, but yeah, you know, I think I might just pick this up another day. There isn't really anyone watching anyway, so it seems like a good stopping off point. You know, start of a new section. So that's all well and good. Yeah, wow, okay. Lots of, okay, is it my imagination or is this different here, this menu screen? That image looks different from what I remember. Anyway, yeah. Lots of revelations and stuff. So Catherine wasn't at all fazed by this notion of people's minds being put into bots and so on. And she was one herself, apparently. Like, I'm like half considering, like wondering, like, whoa, like, you know, maybe all the humans died a long time ago, and there's nothing left but the robots, except that, you know, Carl Semken's body was fairly recent. You know, it didn't look like it was years old. Like all the collections of bones on board the Curie, those were old. And Amy was still alive. Briefly. So... How does this all fit together? Again, what's up with the sideways toilets and stoves and so on? Like... that is making me think some kind of weird distortion going on in the simulation. Why did it manifest in that particular way in that particular area? Just in those two particular rooms, for that matter. 3 rooms. There's the sideways platform, the sideways toilet and sink, and the sideways kitchen pieces. And the sideways ones looked pristine. They looked new, which is rather curious. Like the simulation didn't know how old they were supposed to be, or something. Hmm. How did Simon's like? How did Simon's program get here in the first place? So many questions. So many questions. Okay, like Catherine's secret project was to turn everyone into computer data and put them in the so-called ark, so to fire them off into space, so that something of humanity would survive when everything else died when the comet hit. Although it seems that she didn't get around to trying to send it off until after the comet hit. And she indicated that she might actually still be alive, and this is just a copy of her earlier self. So, So I'm just trying to piece it all together here. And what was that last bit about those tentacle things being the WoW? I need to review that last bit of the recording, but she acted like she expected those tentacle things to be around. So some kind of like biological artificial intelligence? Some kind of, I don't know, biological computer or something? But she said it doesn't think or feel the way that we do. Is just. She said it was kind of a cancer, like it's growing out of control or something. But how does that line up with that one machine that I unplugged from the WoW early on? The one that I thought might have been Amy. It said, like, no, I was okay, I was happy. I don't know. So many questions. So many questions. I have wondered if I wondered early on if the first machine that got at me, in the previous session, if that was that had like converted me to a machine or something, and I've been a machine ever since. But what Catherine's saying, it seems more likely that I've been a machine from the beginning. That for some reason this old copy personality or whatever from 2015 somehow, for some reason, made it to the 22nd century and was brought back here. I'm just trying to think. Thinking. I mean, okay. I'm just running through plausible scenarios in my mind of what could have, how this could have played out, how it could have happened, or whatever. Or what reason he would have been brought back here. Like okay, like Catherine's idea was to have the simulation be this beautiful utopia that people could live their lives in. But instead, it's this dystopia, this post-apocalyptic dystopia with machines roaming rampant, doing horrible things. And like, was someone or something, some intelligence artificial or otherwise, trying to essentially do what Mr. Munchie was doing back in the 21st century. Like, his idea was create a simulation of the brain so that you can have this copy of it, so you can do experiments on the copy of it without harming the actual person. Like, maybe, you know, Simon's personality was put into this simulation of their present to figure out if there was a way to actually solve things in the real world, or something like that. Why Simon's 21st century personality got put into that instead of one of their actual people who's more familiar with things, who knows? That doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense that the copy of his mind survived 100 years to end up here. Yeah, lots of unanswered questions. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me for now. There's only one viewer. I don't think there's any point in rating anybody. So I guess that's all for now. Until next time.